regarding your credit, Karen, customers want to make sure that they don't pay collections or charge-offs off either right before the mortgage process or during the mortgage process. If there's anything that needs to be paid off, we'll let you know, and you can do that at closing. But cash is king, so you want to reserve those funds, and by paying that collection or that charge-off off that we don't recommend you do, it's not really beneficial for you because it's not going to change your credit score during that point of the process. Now, getting to money, that's real important thing too. It's important you don't transfer money between accounts. Don't pull it out of your Fidelity account and put it in your Regions bank account unless you want to go through a lot of extra work with the paper trail, because any large deposits, we need to know where they came from and where they're at now.
What's large? Anything over 10,000?
It depends on a borrower's income and the scope. So someone making $200,000 a year, and they have a $2,000 deposit. We really don't need to source something like that. But if there was a borrower that's maybe in the $30,000 to $35,000 income range, and they have that same $2,000 deposit, and it's a ratio or percentage of their income, then we are going to have to source that out. So best not to move anything around at that point until we get the loan fully approved. And again, don't withdraw or deposit any large sums of money, because if they show up in your account, again, we need to find out what the source of that money is. Mattress money typically isn't countable money. So if you have money stashed at home and you go to put it in your bank account and we see $8,500 deposited in there, that's really not seasoned funds. Those aren't seasoned funds, and we cannot use those in the real estate transaction.
Can you bring cash to a transaction or to a closing?
Absolutely not. Not
Wow.
even title companies will
Okay.
typically accept cash. With banking laws, anything higher than $10,000 has to be reported, and so most title companies are going to be looking for wire transfers only in a real estate transaction.
Good to know. What about changing jobs?
You don't want to make any career moves during the mortgage process if possible too, especially for certain lines of work. If you're getting commissions or bonuses and you move to a new company, we can't use that because we have no history with that company of using those funds. So it's important, if you can, to stay put. It's just going to create more paperwork and more verifications if you move. Not to say you can't. If you get a great job offer and it has to be done, we can typically work around that. But
If it's in the same industry, doesn't it behoove you, or is it a strike against you?
it's not ever a strike against you, but depending on the pay, for example, self-employed people on bonuses, people on commission, they have to be typically with the same job, the same employer for 2 years or more to be able to utilize that money.
Okay.
Now, if you're getting a salary and it's a base pay and you're in the same line of work and you're going from one company to the next, then it's not as much of an issue. But again, it just doubles the verifications that are needed and that you have to provide during that process.
Perfect. Thanks, John.